Saturday morning, a beautiful sunrise out there. But you can't guess which direction I was facing just then. Today, I am going to set that engine and transmission in this truck. I made up my mind. I'm going to put the motor mounts in the original location, and we're going to buy a high mount kit for the AC. Because I don't want to spend too much time cutting and modifying, which I would have to do. I think we're going to have to massage the floorboard under there to make the 6L80E fit, because it's about bigger in the back end there than a Turbo 350 or 700 R4. So we're going to do that. My goal today is have the engine and transmission sitting in this truck, because I got to get this thing done. I've had so much stuff happen, I haven't had much time to work on it lately, but that's what I'm fixing to do. Oh, and let's check the temperature in the shop. It's freezing outside. We're sitting at a 63 or so. That's tolerable, ain't it, whaling wire? Had to fire up the torch. And bend this a little bit. The AC compressor is never going to fit there in this configuration. The compressor on the Caprice will sit way back here, or dang near here, because of the way it's configured. So if I put the truck mount on, I could move this back and extend the mount on the frame, but I ain't doing all that. Could, but I ain't. So we're going to put this on and use a high mount compressor. And we're going to keep the Caprice front accessories. I could switch it to the truck mount, truck accessories, but then I'd have to change this. Some backtracking. Alright, now it's time to clean some stuff out of the way and get the cherry picker in here. But first, I gotta do some work on the floorboard, I think. So let me get after that. Look at there, I got her set in. I bumped up the floorboard. I used a jack and a 2x4 with the end rounded off. And jack put a little pressure on it and then beat on it with a rubber mallet, and it pushed it up some. I'm hoping it's enough, but we're getting ready to find out. Transmission's up again at 2. I gotta put some bolts in. Alright, we got good news and got bad news. The good news is the transmission is bolted to the engine. The bad news is we gotta unbolt it. I got a clearance. I don't know how well you can see up in there, but got to clearance the transmission tunnel a little more. The 6L80 has a much larger body, which big girls are fun too. So the transmission's got to come back out. That's no big deal. I got a jack. Alright, so on the Crossmember, I got to modify that. I had to move it back to the rearmost holes, which puts the transmission mount bolt right about there. So, and it's a scotch high. So I'm going to put that in there like so and weld it up. And probably I'll trim that off. There, I think that'll be fine. Now I'll flip it over and weld it a bit on the other side. Well, I hope I didn't screw it up and got to cut that off. I went ahead and added a little gusset there. That's probably overkill. It's 3/8. I talked over with Chevaholic and Whalen Wire, and they said that'd be okay. If anything, it should have been 1/2 inch. All right, it's in. And the manifolds fit. That's good. Won't have to buy headers. I got the shift linkage hooked up. I only had to heat and bend the, bring it down there a little bit, make it hit the transmission. Seems to work fine. Alright, now it's time to bolt things together and order a dry shaft from somewhere. And figure out the power steering, hoses, and all that stuff. So it'll be fun. I think I'm going to, somebody's doing something out there. I can't figure out what it is. Probably the Little Miss cutting rocks or something. Got to bolt up the torque converter. Put the manifolds on. Now that I've got everything attached underneath, I think I'm going to take it off these jack stands and put it on the lift to make it a little easier to build the exhaust. But I'm not going to do it tonight because it's time to go and take a shower and see about eating that ham the wife cooked. Ain't that nice? Alright, it's another day. And now I gotta start putting some of these parts on this thing so I can get them out my way. The manifolds are gonna fit from the Caprice. I just gotta cut the converters off. I gotta install the intake, put some new gaskets on it. So I'm gonna get going with some of that stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do is put these new gaskets on. They say you can reuse these things, but I've also read it's the #1 place these LS motors leak. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some new ones in there. There, that was quick and easy. You just pop the old ones out and pop the new ones in. Alright. Alright, intake's on, torque down to 89 inch-pounds. I think now I'll do the manifolds. First I gotta break out the Sawzall. Well now, we got the manifolds in. I put a new coolant and temp sensor in because I broke the other one. Manifolds fit pretty nice, don't they? There's plenty left to do. So I've got to put the water pump on, got to put the dipstick in. I got to find this little coolant crossover deal. I got it around here somewhere. I got to find it. Well, the good news is I found it. Bad news is I need the new O-rings. Missing one. And I ain't got them. I bought this somewhere one time. And I have yet to see the occasion where there's an O-ring in there of the correct size that I need. Useless. I think I got it at Harbor Freight. I thought they'd save the day for me now and then, but ain't yet. I guess I better order those. It's so easy. You just hit the buy button and it'll be at your door in a few days. Alright, I can put the water pump on. I got gaskets for that. Alright, I'm going to crawl up in there. I got one manifold bolt to tighten with a wrench. I can put the dipstick in and put the water pump on this trip for my old hind end. Alright, I've hit a little snag. I got my power steering pump lines all scienced out. I cut it there. Looks like a 3/8 line, don't it? I cut the This one here. And I was going to use this handy compression fitting. I've done that numerous times before, but this ain't 3/8. This is a little bit bigger. What the hee-haw? I don't suppose they sell adapters. And that's some kind of weird banjo fitting there. I'm going to put my thinking cap on. Well, it's 10mm tube. I verified that. 3.39 something. So I bought a compression fitting 10mm by 3/8 pipe male. And then I ordered a 3/8 tube to 3/8 pipe female. And that should get me where I gotta go. Speaking of going, I gotta go. It's the little Mrs. birthday here. Maybe, let's see, it's tomorrow, I think. Yeah, tomorrow. So I'm gonna take her out to eat tonight. That's what she wanted. And the rest of the bunch too, you know. Everybody's gotta eat. Only trouble is I gotta pay. Alright, I'll be back.